All right. So I have recently got a word from Dr-Kap, or I don't know if she's the channel MVP, but she's she's a best bud. She's Cappy, Happy Cappy. Sometimes Happy Cappy needs a little slappy across her damn back of her head because she's a little crazy. But no, I'm just kidding, Cappy. Don't throw nothing at me. Don't send me no more damn billboards of fucking food I don't know. But this is really serious here. About South Africa, man. We were seeing the floods down in Africa. Oklahoma, I can't answer you. My fucking phone's broke, man. Mental health. If I answer it, I can hear you, but you can't hear me. This is the hell I go through. You want to see much? Well, it stopped ringing because it knew I was right. Like my exes. I turn the light off. All right, I think the butter's kicking in. So there are floods that have been going on for the last 2 years for sure. Primarily January, February through like April, July, kind of OGL, right? And these are, one is, we'll see here in a minute, is a record-breaking flood. And we've actually had quite a bit of flooding and wildfires on each side of the United States. Or, as I like to point out, the divided states. Because even if we were united, we're like 5,000 miles from California, or I am. So it might as well be Australia. I have no idea what it's even like to be in California. My buddy Mike is from California, and he says, man, they just got palm trees, man. And in his words, a lot of Mexicans. So, which they do. New Mexico's right under California. So, and I speak Spanglish, so como estás? Todo bien. Rapido. Daniel-san, that's Chinese. That's fucking like Mr. Miyagi. All right, I'm going to quit being silly. This is very serious.
Flying across what's become an inland sea.
Any idea how high the water would have got up there?
The Prime Minister and Premier, Mark McGowan, touched down in the devastated town of Fitzroy Crossing to survey the damage and hear from local.
The Fitzroy River, I thought that sounded familiar because this is the one that I previewed a little. We're going to get to a song by Jimmy Barnes that Dr-Kap remastered, and I'm sure you probably already know which song that is. I don't remember the name, so I'm going to leave it up to you to remember. We have it right here in the queue. But the Fitzroy River is Jeremy Wade, River Monsters. Been there many times. Almost sure that's where he caught the big gooch catfish for in the bush, because of the plane. They wrecked the plane, like literally crashed the plane into the bush and caught a catfish as big as a couple of my exes. And so anyway, that's where that sticky came from, Fitzroy River. So it's overflowing.
Doing it tough. Some who've lost their homes, others who face losing their businesses.
We need a hell of a lot of help. All our blocks are flooded, there's mud through it, we've lost absolutely everything.
The town has been completely cut off and the damage is significant. The Prime Minister has promised financial help, including grants for residents.
We've seen massive infrastructure damage. We've seen people who have lost just about everything.
The flooding covers a massive area stretching across the Fitzroy River catchment and beyond in WA's far north, from the town of Fitzroy Crossing right over to Willair, over 200 kilometres away, inundating remote communities and cattle stations.
Oh, poor thing.
To see these major flood that has done ridiculous amounts of damage, it's a bit of an eye-opener.
So far, it's been local organisations, businesses and volunteers who have been supplying emergency food supplies and other support to residents in Fitzroy Crossing and surrounding communities. These communities...
This is terrible. So the grants we're talking about is kind of like our version of storm relief, or no, I can't say our damn version right, but like hurricane relief and FEMA, is that it? FEMA sits above the mic must be off. Your mic must be off. There you go.
But yeah, it's essentially just giving money to these people. Like, I can't even imagine being where through no fault of your own, you end up just losing everything because of nature. But,
Right, pause for station identification. OGL, tighten up, man.
okay.
All right, OGL's back. He has found his voice. Sorry.
Repeat after me, everybody. Tech issues.
Yeah, finding your voice.
In this case, the
right on time.
I see what you did there.
That's I have seen roads do that from working at a cable company. Not quite that severely, but when you hit a water main under a road with a big fucking drill bit like I have, smoking weed and trying to drill holes under roads with traffic going everywhere. Also, gas mains. Don't fire up a cigarette like I don't anymore anyway. But so the road feels like a waterbed at first, and all the sediment and the crush and run, which is under the asphalt, washes out, and then it's just the pavement and air and opportunity waiting for it to crack. And they say beauty's only skin deep. Well, the road's only, I can't think about that's not a good analogy. It's only so fucking thick, man. So, and you hit pay dirt.
Yeah, and major props to the volunteers who have stepped up to do what they can to help out in a situation like this. We haven't had any major weather-related disasters here in New Albany. The weather here tends to be annoying rather than potentially fatal. But yeah, I would like to think if something happened, we would come together to help each other out. So again, just hats off to those helping, and our hearts go out to those who have lost everything through no fault of their own. Just nature's like that. It does what it will do.
Yeah, we had a hurricane last month, so tore up and lost life too. Very, very minimal, but yeah, guess we're used to that. As you may be used to being the tip of Tornado Alley, and again, America's pretty damn big. So
He's now calling on the government.
also, I really like the Prime Minister. He's cool. Well, we didn't react to it. Jennifer sent us some. We're trying to talk politics, and I know not a damn thing about politics, and I damn sure don't know nothing about other people's politics. So, but I was trying to get into it, and basically what she was saying is the Prime Minister can. This was an event like Australia Day, maybe, or could have been Anzac Day. I'm not sure, but he was just walking amongst the people and shaking hands, and no security or anything like that. Kind of like he is here. That's a beautiful thing.
To do the heavy lifting and get people back into their homes.
These houses are empty. Why aren't we utilising these properties?
The flooding has begun to recede in Fitzroy Crossing, but it's still causing havoc in communities downstream.
Coming down the street, there's personal gear laying in the roads, even the livestock all dead around the place.
While Fitzroy Crossing residents seem buoyed by the Prime Minister's visit, they know the road ahead will be difficult.
It's definitely put a positive spin on it. It's just whether they carry through and they support everyone the way they've said.
Hopefully we get something out of it in a longer run, longer term.
Is that a Mexican Australian?
It definitely kind of looks like one. Again,
Oscar is his name.
Yeah.
Oscar, maybe. Sorry, maybe Oscar, but name up Escobar.
Rebuilding the damage from the flood.
The Defence Force has pledged more aircraft and resources, including 30 staff to help with emergency supplies. Dylan Storer, ABC News, Fitzroy Crossing.
So you mentioned the Prime Minister. He did what an elected official should be expected to do. He went there. He eased the fears of the people that needed that the most. He let them know that the government would be there for them. You saw it said that the spirits were uplifted by his visit. So yeah, I mean, good for him. That's again what you want from an elected official. And like you mentioned, and he was there at ground level, shaking hands with people, just mingling with them, not setting himself above them, not walking with a battalion of security around him. Yeah, he handled that situation very well because you want that calm, reassuring voice, and you want the assurance of the government that they're going to help you out. Hope is all some of those people have at the time. Major props to him for giving them this much.
How you guys going for the water levels? I'll come back pretty soon to check on yous, and I'll get yous up to the evac point.
I know it was 5 metres over.
Steve, where were you at when they needed you, bud? It's terrible. Looks like it's not.
I am positive. Obviously, like you said, this is as real as it gets. But that I am positive that
sleeping in rooms without.
I'm positive that was the plot for a monster movie at some point, where an area was flooded, and there were crocodiles that were coming in, and they will attack people. They're predators. So as if the floodwaters aren't bad enough, now you have them teeming with dangerous animals. So that's...
Yeah, crocodiles are far more likely to attack people than piranhas or sharks.
Or sharks, yeah.
In fact, you're more likely to get struck by lightning multiple times than to ever be bit by the shark once.
Yeah. Yeah, shark attacks are usually like a case of mistaken identity or like an exploratory bite or something like that. They think you're a seal, you're on your surfboard or whatever. But yeah, I mean, a crocodile is just an ancient armored eating machine that does not care.
Crocodiles predate dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they'll eat food wherever it's available. They don't discriminate because we're humans. They don't care about our advanced intellect or anything like that. Our bones go snap and our and crunch just like anything else.
And so, they were pretty dumb though. I mean, like once you get certain, like you remember the Gator Boys?
Yeah.
Kind of like a crocodile hunter or whatever, but they just got with a pole and wrangled the gator up and without hurting it. And,
yeah.
But they are kind of looksy-do, or they're not very they're not very smart animals, but
Yeah, a trained person can deal with them relatively easily with minimal risk, not none. But yeah, just encountering one in the wild, especially when you're not expecting one, yeah, that can be very dangerous.
and the unseen ones are
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
very much dangerous as well. I have seen. I love to see the unexpected animal battles where the one you don't think wins.
Yeah.
Like the rabbit that killed a snake.
Hmm.
That's,
Rabbits are vicious little bastards when they want to
and
be.
the praying mantis that killed another snake, a tree snake, a green snake. Praying mantis is a bad son of a bitch now.
Yeah, they're
That's
terrifying.
like a insect version of a kangaroo or a roo
Hmm.
or a
Just with more spikes.
grown joey, whatever the hell you call it.
Yeah, but like I can't even imagine being like already thrown into the unknown because it's flooded. You possibly have lost your home and whatnot, and now you're basically again you have to deal with predatory animals that are roaming the flood waters.
I think it's interesting to hear the news broadcasters talk in somewhat proper diction because no Aussie does, and they got me doing the same shite. Um, bloody crazy, mate. It's um, just plain out lazy, but we love it, right? We
Hmm.
embrace we embrace lazy. Too many syllables.
Oh yeah.
Hell, all that. Like you had Marie here. You had Marie reporting. I'm not trying to laugh and make light of this situation.
no kitchen or bathroom. It's been a difficult 6 months for the Beams family, living underneath their flood-damaged home in Gympie.
Well, we don't have a choice.
I don't want that living like
There's
this.
nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Where do you go?
3 major floods inundated the region in 5 months. February's was the biggest in 150 years. More than 500 homes were damaged. Fewer than half have been fixed.
It looks like the flood's gone, but for all the flood victims, we're still living it every day.
The Beams are among 1,300 families who've applied to the state government to raise their homes above the flood height.
So that's going to be great.
Their neighbour has gone it alone, refinancing his home to pay for the work.
I guess Mother Nature's a pretty strong force. Can't change it. So all we can try and do is make the house more resilient for future.
It's Mother Nature that has Maryborough resident Rhonda Uren worried as she anxiously waits to find out whether the government will buy back her flood-damaged home.
It's like, oh, come on, hurry up, because we know there's more floods coming and no one wants to be in the same situation anymore.
486 homeowners have registered their interest in the voluntary program, with only 90 approved so far. The buyback scheme is the largest of flood-affected properties in Australian history, but residents fear the price they'll be offered won't be enough to buy elsewhere.
We all feel like our lives are just on hold and we can't move forward.
The Queensland Reconstruction Authority says it will negotiate prices with homeowners in coming weeks. Johanna Marie, ABC News, Maryborough.
So sad. Unfortunately, we tend to just forget everything. As New Orleans has not been, still not right. And there are people suffering from PTSD just from that month or two that they were stuck in the Superdome. The travesties that went on in there were unspeakable. So,
Yeah, I
and
mentioned before. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, the floating bodies and the toxic waste that was in the water, electric lines down. I'm sure that was all in Australia too, just very much more sparsely populated and a lot less bodies and lines to be cars for gas, and yeah, and you had gators belly up when what's the name of the hurricane, man? Katrina.
Katrina, yeah.
1989, I survived Hugo. Hugo was Carolina's largest hurricane to date, and the story I remember from that was I was young, like 11. I was 11 actually. I was born in 79. I was in 89. First month 79. So yeah, I've been 11. That number seems to always be there. 1 and 1 or 1, 11. So I remember my brothers were jumping at the bit, if you will, to get high. And we were all at my mom's house, the one I show you all the time. And they couldn't just light up in the house and a hurricane outside, so power was out. They wanted to hear the news, so that was their reasoning for going out to the car together, turn on the radio and hear the news, see how the storm was progressing. And while they're out there, they partaked, got high. Well, my mother, not thinking about this at all, as soon as they come in, she has her raincoat on and rushes out to the car to listen to the news. And within a New York minute, her ass is right back in the house. My God, that stinks. It smells like a skunk exploded in the car. I ain't got to worry about the hurricane blowing me away. That blew me away. My brothers were just laughing because they were high. Mom was never a hypocrite. She was somewhat open-minded about things like that. It's obvious. Anyway, this is totally off subject. So, kind of not. We're going to Jimmy Barnes now. Jimmy Barnes is the epitome of what's right, what's wrong, what you can sing in a song, what you can do in your life, what you can do with a wife. So, and the platform you can use in the light of something as tragic as this. So,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
go ahead.
Good on Jimmy for drawing attention to this. Because, again, I've always associated Australia with more of the flash fires than the flooding. So I looked this up, and yeah, like I said, since 2022, there's been like very frequent flooding in Australia. I feel sorry for these families that are sitting around waiting for a response from the government. I don't know how the Australian government works. I know here in America we have an absurdly inefficient bureaucracy in our government. I'm hoping Australia's process is a bit more streamlined, but even in the most efficient government, you're going to be overwhelmed in the case of something like that with people needing help. So there's going to be a wait sometimes, no matter how quickly you want to get aid to people. So again, my heart goes out to both the people trying to get those people the help that they need and the people themselves.
Flying.
Do you see it? You see the Jimmy Barnes song? You're kind of in the way, so I don't want to move you.
Okay. Let me find it here.
Is this it?
No.
Oh, no. That's funny. Oh, fight over it, damn it. There's Jimmy. Station identification. All right, so here's Dr-Kap's Jimmy Barnes, Many Rivers to Cross. Australian Blood's Tribute by the one, the only, the myth, the legend, Happy Cabby, Dr-Kap. And Jimmy Barnes, the king of pub rock.
Oh, yeah.
For a good cause.
Well, any cause is a good cause to return to Jimmy Barnes. But yes, this is a good cause. It's a good humanitarian cause, not just a good artistic.
Right. Tombstone. Oh. Lights, damn it.
Have to whip out the editing shears for this one. Oh, shit. You all right?
Yeah, man. I didn't fall off the world. It's not flat.
But I heard on the internet that it was.
I heard on the internet that the internet wasn't real. I also heard on the internet that rich man and Richmond doesn't rhyme. But I don't know. I guess they sound good together. Of course, so does Pornhub. All right. Jimmy Barnes. I'm gathering this is not, I say cold trickle. This is not cold chisel. Microphone must be out, bud.
Just Jimmy, I believe.
All right. Just Jimmy.
My way over, wondering I am loved, and it's only my way that keeps me alive.
Oh,
many rivers to cross, and I can't see the fight. My way over. I've been wrecked, quick out for years, and it's only survived because of my pride.
that's heartbreaking right there. You know how cold she's going to be.
On the opposite side, I've seen a couple of images of like kids playing in the floodwaters.
Right.
And that's the thing about kids. Kids will find fun anywhere, regardless of the circumstance. That's an admirable trait of youth. I will also say that if any voice could symbolize the indomitable nature of the human spirit, it would be Mr. Jimmy Barnes. He's killing it here. I love the sound of just it sounds like an organ and some drums, and Jimmy just wailing his heart out. Images here are beautiful in a very heartbreaking way. Like you said, you hate to see a community like this destabilized. You hope they'll come together and help each other. Again, you feel for that kid being carried away, but you respect that person that is keeping them above water, keeping them warm to the best of their ability. So it's always good to see people rise to the occasion in the event of a tragedy.
Yeah, because that's not scripted. You know, neither one of them probably had any idea the camera was on them, or they were going to be in a Dr-Kap Jimmy Barnes video. I can't help it. Usually I do it from muscle memory or some type of context that loosely fits, but Pussifer's The Humbling River is very fitting for this. I may personally do that song for the same reason we're doing Jimmy Barnes now. Pussifer, for context, is, without saying arrogant, the third band of who Maynard James Keenan controlled. But in Pussifer, Karina sings with Maynard, so it's a duet. Let's get back to Jimmy. Maynard is Jimmy. Sorry, I had to do that.
I've been wrecked, quick that for years, and it's only survived because of my pride. And this loneliness won't leave me alone. It's such a drag to be on your own.
Oh man, it's a koala, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer showed me one in a video. Wasn't that big, definitely wasn't waterlogged, and sitting on a perch like that. Just look at that water, it's churning, it's flowing, that's not calm water. That is a humbling river. So yeah, just sad to see. So you got the, well, I guess it's a grown root, and the oh, it's not a moose. It's a, I guess it's a cow.
It kind of looks like a cow, yeah.
Just trying to figure out why a cow says moo, but a moose is named moose. Anyway, that's some stupid things to think. Let's get back to Jimmy. His older voice and his younger voice are so different, yet so satisfying either way.
Yeah, he's discovered the joys of, I think, a bit more vocal control. Because here he's just going for it. Like, no, not a care in the world. Just pushing his voice as far as it'll go. Wounded but determined is the words I come up with, both for the sound of his voice and the spirit being embodied by the people in these pictures.
Whole squad.
That's adorable in a tragic way.
Yeah, when you think about, like, look how far it is before they have any other type of land. I don't think they're notoriously great swimmers. I could be wrong. They
I know
don't
they
look
will
like
swim. Yeah, they're not a natural.
they're not doggy
natural
paddling, that's
animal.
for sure.
Yeah.
Not with those. So say Robbie Cravar, for any of you local here, you know, that's the guy that stole the ambulance on acid, and drove it home. That had to do with the brass knuckles that I was telling you about. Anyway.
And I only survive because of my pride. And this family that's why leave me alone. It's such a drag to be alone. My baby let me, and she didn't say why. I get back after such a drag to be
BP is that's a big pool. Yeah. Bad place. Big problem. I think that's what BP really does too. Big problem. Or, you know, buy pizza.
At your own risk.
Banned panties forever. All right. That's for you, Jimmy. Happy you outdone yourself. It's a really,
yeah, that was a beautiful tribute.
really moving video there. I can't say anything even smart aleck about it. I'm not sure about OGL, but I will do the Humbling River, even though I've heard it, in honor of Australia, Oz. I'm sure New Zealand was impacted by this as well. Had to be. So, New Zealand may have been like temporarily out of service. I mean, it could have been the little rock out there is not that far above sea level. And those are Arctic waters. The further you go south, Australia. Yeah. I forget what it's called. The Arctic flow from the South Pole that runs up through the whatever the hell that stream is. It's not the Gulf Stream, but that's how they navigated boats back then. Someone was just talking about Captain Cook. Oh, that was in a comment on There's a gentleman or a lady, could be either, who has watched seems like it was one of the older John Farnham videos, and now has probably watched 15 videos just yesterday or last night. Whatever. It's 11 o'clock here. Almost 11:11 on 10:12. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say, but God help the people who need it. God bless the people who have helped. And God be with us all where we find unity.
That's the best you can hope for with a tragedy like this is that it will people will stand together, people will rise to the occasion. I think that's what I loved about the video is that it seemed to be um, dominated by people, doing what they could to help others, carrying animals out of the water, carrying people out of the water, just doing whatever they could to protect others. It's great to see. You don't ever want to see a tragedy like this occur, but when they do, you just hope that people will be there for each other to help each other through until the government or the ruling bodies can give them the help that they need. So yeah, uh, mental health is real, Mother Nature is real, and
I was
nature's
just
going
going
to
to say health in general.
yeah, health in general.
The mental part came way after this.
I mean, sometimes surviving something's memory can be as challenging as surviving the tragedy
Yeah,
itself.
that's what
But
I'm doing now. I lost a couple people in Katrina and knew a couple families who moved up here on their grant or whatever they got for their property and such, who have um, since passed being here. And just, it's just a terrible thing. And for some reason, the Titanic popped in my head, like when you was just talking about, hopefully everybody will be there to save each other. But in a crisis with an existential threat um, weighing down where it's almost inevitable, it's going to be a dog eat dog situation, most likely. Although I haven't lost faith in humanity, I have lost faith in the majority of humanity.
I agree. I've been in that boat for a while. I'm sorry. Continue, please.
I was going to say that was a great way to pop in a pun, terrible subject. You've been in that boat for a while. So,
I honestly didn't even think of that, but yeah, the situations like that do frequently degenerate into, like you said, a dog eat dog situation. So, in a situation like that, all you can do is be a guard dog for those that you care about, and then hopefully you can find some like-minded dogs and become a pack. Do what you can. That's why I always say, take care of yourselves so you can take care of others.
that's right. Love you, Oz. Hope
Yeah.
uh, I was waiting to see a horse and think about John, his horses, and Vanessa, her horses. Um, Cappy referenced wild horses. Um, was that the Beatles, man? I don't know why I'm having trouble remembering who sang Wild Horses.
That's a good
Couldn't drag
question.
me away. I think it was the Stones, maybe.
It's yes, it's the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew the Beatles couldn't do them that good. You knew I was going to throw something at you, happy Cappy. Slapping my ass. Well, not my ass, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Love y'all.
Thank you all so much for joining us. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. And we owe a lot of that to our Aussie Army. So
And
thank you all so much.
Our partner channels, sister channel on this, our mate, Dr-Kap. So go subscribe. I'm already subscribed. See, subscribe. No, I said subscribe. I'm already subscribed, dumbass. Anyway, Cappy, you're
Give Dr. Kap some love. We love you guys.
Definitely. Howdy.